Hari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Janavallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari. Jaya Yashodanandana, Jaya Brajajanaranja, Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सह गणललिता श्रीविशाखावितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवसादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय, जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, ऑल द assembled devotees की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। हरे कृष्णा माता जी, Sun Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam to all of you. Welcome to our Bhagavatam class. Today we are going to start the second canto, second chapter. We are starting from verse number 25. But before starting the class, I would like to discuss the flow of this chapter. The flow, it goes like, the yogi's path, which is um, the Ashtanga yogi who has desires and who is going in a Krama Mukti path. So we are discussing his path. And so we have already finished, leaving his gross body. And then when he reached Vaishvanara Loka in text number 24, after leaving the gross body, the Ashtanga Yogi travels to the Sushumna path, which is the Milky Way route. He first stops at Vaishvanara Loka, the realm of the fiery deity, and where he is purified of whatever, like little what material contamination, and this purification of subtle karma and impressions happen here. And then he finally, it's not finally, he next goes to the next step, next process, which is Sushumara region, or the Shvetadvipa region, which is what is Sushumara? Sushumara is a pivot of the universe. We will see that in 25th verse. And next he reaches this Sushumara constellation, and it is also called the navel of Vishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Here, Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu resides in Shvetadvipa, which is kind of like mini Vaikuntha inside this universe we can think of. And this is the cosmic pivot or axis of the universe. The yogi passes beyond this region, um, unless he becomes bhakta and stops there. If if he opts, like if he prefers to do, like get devoted, and then he get attracted to Lord Vishnu, he can become a devotee and he can pass from there too. So what we understand, yeah, let me first explain the next also. Then is like today's shloka, which is Maharloka. So yogi goes beyond the Sushumara and he reaches to Maharloka. Maharloka, where great sages like Bhrigu and all the other great sages they live. And here also the lifespan is like 4.3 billion years, earthly years. So this loka is worshipable even for transcendental saints, because all the people who live here are very great saints who are transcendental. And then he reaches, like when while he's there, like he stays there, uh, like different yogis have different time zones, and depending on his desire also, if a yogi prefers to stay there, then at the end of the Brahma's life, fire comes from Anantashesha's mouth, from the beneath Patala planet. Anantashesha resides there. He holds this material universe on his head, and he carries this material universe. So from the mouth of Anantashesha comes the fire, and it burns all the planets. And when the yogi witnesses this cosmic destruction, he then travels by divine airships to Brahmaloka. And in Brahmaloka, the lifespan is way more. So life in Satyaloka or Brahmaloka, of course, we can practically say there is no death, no old age, no disease, or no suffering. Why, when we say no death, no old age, of course, there is a start and end date there also. But practically, no, because Brahma stays still the material universe exists. So the point where it is annihilation is happening and it goes into the Lord Mahavishnu's body, till that point they are there. So in one way we can call it like no death, no old age also, in one way. But of course, in one way it is not, because even that has a end date. So, so in the Satyaloka, of course, the lifespan is way high, and the only suffering what they have there is they will not have any kinds of sufferings what we have here, even though it is a material world. The only suffering what they have is they have compassion. They have so much compassion for all the conditioned souls. That is the only suffering they have. When they see people suffering in the material world, they feel sad, and they come here, they try to help, and then they try to go there. So that's what their only suffering. And this is the highest in the material um, realm, this planet. And so, and of course, after reaching Brahmaloka, they have two options. One option is stay until Brahma dies. If the yogi wants to remain, he stays until the final Mahapralaya. When Brahma goes to Mahavishnu, when Brahma, because the lifespan of Brahma is also over, so when he goes and like goes to Mahavishnu, all these yogis also go along with him. They also go along with him and get liberated with Brahma. This is Krama Mukti, gradual liberation. So just imagine how long this is going to take. Krama Mukti, that's why it is called Krama Mukti. Reason is because they are staying in Maharloka for so long, and then they are going and staying in Brahmaloka for so long, and then how long will it take for them to go from there? So, and option two is desire liberation earlier. That is also is possible. If he wants liberation before Brahma's death, yes, he can choose that also. So he himself has to pierce, like when he goes with Brahma also, they all have to pierce the seven coverings of the universe: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego. Otherwise, also, if he is not going with Brahma, he is going alone, then also he has to cross this. And when he cross all this, he enters into Brahman effulgence. And then why Brahman effulgence is indicated? It doesn't mean he is going and staying in Brahmajyoti. From Brahmajyoti, the actual liberation starts. So from way up from Brahmajyoti to Paramatma to Bhagavan is all liberation only. So at least he will enter that. And then from there, his his path is his path. So till here it is explained. So and also in text 28, we see a devotee, the liberation seeking yogi, not necessarily a bhakta. Okay, Bhagavata often uses devotee for transcendentalists in this section. Bhagavata just calls them also transcendentalist. So true bhakta doesn't enter Brahman, he goes to Vaikuntha. So for devotee, this doesn't apply. This applies for all others. So that's what we are going to learn here. So the sequence of lokas we will see. Yogi sees cosmic fire in Maharloka. He reaches Brahmaloka. Two liberation options are there with Brahma for piercing the coverings. And of course, we are not talking about Sweta Deepa. When it comes in 26th verse, we will talk. So Ashtanga Yogi travels through the universe. He escapes destruction and then he goes to Satyaloka, and with Brahma he can go or he can go himself. So Yogi leaves the body, purifies himself with Vaishvanara, passes to Sishumara and Svetadipa and reaches Maharloka, witnesses cosmic destruction, ascends to Satyaloka, and then either stays with Brahma's death to attain liberation with him or pierces the cosmic coverings himself to go to Brahman realization or to go to liberation. From there, all the liberations start. So it depends on his mindset also, where he is going, what he is doing, and all that. So 25th verse. Somebody read, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. तद्विश्वनाभिं त्वतिवच्य विष्णोर् अनीयास विरजेनात्मनैकः नमस्कृतं ब्रह्मविदां उपैति कल्पायुषो यद्विभूत Ramante. Translation. This Sishumara is the pivot for the turning of the complete universe, and it is called the navel of Vishnu, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. The yogi alone goes beyond this circle of Shishumara and attains the planet Maharloka, where purified saints like Bhrigu enjoy a duration of life of 43 billion solar years. This planet is worshipable even for saints who are transcendentally situated. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
So that's what this. So this shloka is talking about the Sishumara. Sishumara is a cosmic axis. It is a pivot of the universe. So when Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, like all the planets are supported by me, like Sutramani Ganaiva, what the Lord is saying is he is not just imaginally comparing, he is literally saying it. What is literally saying? So this Sishumara means from Dhruvaloka planet till the Patala Loka, everything is supported by a axis, by a pivot, or you can call it pivot. What is a example I can give? Yeah, when we do the buttermilk, right? You know the buttermilk churning rod. So like kind of like buttermilk churning rod, it is holding everything. The buttermilk churning rod is not correct. Now imagine this like a thread only. Okay, a thread which is holding all the universes like pearls, and from like 7 planets down and Earth, and then 7 planets up. So everything a thread is holding. So that thread is a cosmic axis, or it is a pivot, and which is holding all the universes. That pivot is the navel of Garbhodakasai Vishnu.
The pivot is of a wheel, right, Mataji?
Wheel, no, Mataji. Yeah, pivot is.
Wheel, it in the center, it remains stationary, and the wheel rotates around that.
No, Mataji, it's not a wheel. No, instead of thinking it like a
No,
wheel.
no, the pivot of a wheel, the center part
Okay,
of a
pivot
wheel.
of a wheel. Correct,
Yeah,
correct, correct. So for easy understanding is a thread, Mataji. A thread where all the pearls are strung in the thread and the thread is holding everything from bottom to top. Kind of.
We can think of flower garland also.
Yeah, flower garland is wrong. Reason is because here the globes are it's like a pearls of the end thread. That's a correct comparison. That's the reason why Krishna actually takes this example. Sutramani Ganaiva, he says.
Yes.
Okay. So Sushumara is like a cosmic axis of the universe where we can think about like it is from Dhruva planet till the last. So everything is around this, and it is this is what is holding. So it is the navel of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, meaning the universe rests and rotates around Vishnu's cosmic form. And when we go to the fifth canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, there all this is explained in detail. We see like which loka, like when we call about Vaishvanara loka, yes, there is a Vaishvanara loka really existing, and then where it is situated, and where is Jambu Dvipa, where is this all this, and the whole material universe is Lord's body, and it is in the form of a dolphin. We the shape of a dolphin, and that dolphin shape is called Sishumara. So Sushumara is that. So only a powerful yogi can go beyond this cosmic pivot. So by crossing it, he reaches Maharloka, the realm of great purified sages like Bhrigu. And the life there is 4.3 billion years, and it's highly spiritual and pure. And even advanced saints respect and worship Maharloka residents because they are very great transcendentalists. So crossing Sushumara means transcending the cosmic structure itself and entering the realm of liberated sages. But still, even this is within material universe. So lifespan is way more here. So what we can understand is bhakti is the easiest way. Otherwise, the person has to stay here forever practically. But anyway, but this is not a easy taken away situation. It's a very difficult situation to be in. That's why he is a great person. He is a yogi, and this yogi is piercing all this and going through all you can call it Milky Way, you can call it constellations, stars, planets, everything he's crossing and going. 26th one.
Text 26. Atho anantasya mukhanalena dandahyamanan sa niriksha vishwam niryati siddheshwara yushtadishnyam yadvai paradyam tattu parameshthyam, sorry. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. At the time of the final devastation of the complete universe, the end of the duration of Brahma's life, a flame of fire emanates from the mouth of Ananta, from the bottom of the universe. The yogi sees all the planets of the universe burning to ashes, and thus he leaves for Satyaloka by airplanes used by the great purified souls. The duration of life in Satyaloka is calculated to be 15,480,000,000,000 years. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, okay. So here, at the end of Brahma's life, the whole universe is destroyed because Brahma's life is 100 years. Each day of Brahma is 1000 Mahakalpas. Like that, 100 years of Brahma. And then the whole universe is destroyed. We are talking about one universe like this. All the material when we are talking about this Brahma, all the material universes, when the end of the Brahma's life, they all enter into Mahavishnu. So here the cosmic fire comes from the Anantasesha, from the bottom of the universe. Anantasesha is none other than Lord Balarama, or Lord, of course, Lord Balarama, and I'm taking his other names, Sankarshana, all his other names. So this Anantashesha is holding, each material universe he's holding it on his head. And how big is he? For him, this material universe is kind of like a mustard seed. If we carry a mustard seed on our head, how difficult it will be for us. Similarly, for Anantasesha, holding this whole material universe is that small when compared to his size. So he emanates fire from his mouth, and then Lord Shiva is responsible during that time because he is annihilation. He is responsible for annihilation, so he makes sure that everything is happening in a way, because he's a Lord Shiva is none other than the Gunavatara who is responsible for annihilation. And then at that time, this yogi, when he is in the Maharloka, he is observing that the whole universe is on fire. And so therefore, slowly, just like how the universe comes into picture, because when the navel from the lotus of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu comes, on the top Satyaloka, Brahma comes, right? Brahma is born there. And Brahma, with the direction of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, he concentrates on the Virata form of the Lord, how it was before, and then therefore and also Lord directs him. And when he does the stapa, he directs him, and then he creates all the planets beneath him, like Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, and of course he is Satyaloka, and then earthly planet, and then Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Patala, all these, and 26 hells, sorry, 28 hells beneath that, beneath Patala. So all this he creates. Just like how it is created one by one, similarly, it goes away also in the same hierarchy from bottom to top. So there, that way, this yogi, because he is very, transcendental in nature, he observes this fire, and then he, along with all other saints, he moves towards the Satyaloka, up by, whatever, with his yogic power, with the divine vehicles, whatever. So life in Satyaloka is, definitely long. So here residents of Maharloka can travel to Satyaloka using subtle and divine travel. Of course, they are not not mechanical rockets, but yeah, they are divine travel. So the Bhagavatam describes the planets like beyond the modern science. Modern science, they explain only few things, but then Bhagavatam is giving the whole picture of the universe. They give the whole map of the universe, right from Dhruva planet till Patala. Everything is described with when you go to fifth canto, we will you can't stop appreciating Bhagavatam, because Bhagavatam explains every single point of each planet, and it explains where, what kind of, here there is salt ocean. Similarly, there are lokas where there is milk ocean, there is wine ocean. Like that, there are so many oceans, and in each loka, how the things are. So all this description is given in fifth canto. That's why, actually, factually speaking, to understand second canto and fifth canto is difficult. Like if we do it by ourselves, it is difficult. We have to have the help of somebody, then only we can understand, because all these descriptions are beyond our imagination, and so many times things are repeated and we get confused. So that way it is helpful to discuss. So yeah, in Prabhupada explains the residents of Maharloka are great, and they can travel, and they can come and go to earthly realm, and to go, Swarga, anywhere they can go. So ordinary people cannot verify either science or Vedas fully, because it is not a small subject matter. It's a vast subject, and Bhagavatam is giving us the essence of all that. So even the greatest yogi who travels the universe must escape destruction. So he moves upwards to safer, subtler realms, but still within the material universe only. So cosmic travel is not the final liberation, definitely not. And so here the yogi, he has mastery over his prana, mind, and subtle travel. So he can leave the body, travel through lokas. So here the Ashtanga yogi is capable of finding out when the destruction is happening, and he escapes the destruction by going to Brahmaloka. And so, of course, for devotees, they don't need all this. They directly go to Vaikuntha, never return. And even Satyaloka is also destroyed, because whole material universe will go away. So only Vaikuntha is eternal. So, like a person escaping from a burning city by flying to the highest mountain, kind of like that kind of situation. But the mountain is also still on earth only. So only leaving earth completely is true freedom. Brahmaloka is of course, agreed, it's the greatest, highest, but then still it is in the material world, it's highest mountain at the most we can think of. Only Vaikuntha is beyond earth. So this verse shows that even great yogis or cosmic yogi must flee, or he has to run the destruction, and all the material universes, even Brahmaloka, are temporary. Only the spiritual world is eternal. 27.
न यत्र शोको न जरा न मृत्युर्नार्तिर्न चोद्वेगरुते कुतश्चेत् यच्चित्ततोदः कृपयानिदं विदां दुरन्तदुःखप्रभवानुदर्शनात्. In that planet of Satyaloka, there is neither bereavement nor old age nor death. There is no pain of any kind, and therefore there are no anxieties, save that sometimes, due to consciousness, there is a feeling of compassion for those unaware of the process of devotional service who are subjected to unsurpassable miseries in the material world. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mother. So here the Vedic knowledge must be learned in this way. So what we understand is here, 1 second, Mataji, 1 second. We are in 27, correct, okay. Okay, so of course, Prabhupada is explaining so many things in the purport. Prabhupada is explaining, materialists misunderstand the happiness. They think that it comes from science, planets, technology, rituals, but all material planets will be destroyed one day, including Brahmaloka. So material happiness is definitely a temporary and it's false. So intelligent people, they seek Lord, not planets. A wise person plans to return to Lord for service, either in Vaikuntha or Goloka or whatever above that. So that person becomes free from birth, death, disease, and old age forever. And so here in the Satyaloka, these people will have compassion for all others. So even in Brahmaloka is not a final liberation. It is only the best prison cell in the universe. If the whole universe is a prison cells, Brahmaloka is the best prison cell. And so true liberation is definitely going back home, back to Godhead. And this here, the Ashtanga Yogi can reach Satyaloka. He enjoys peace there and he enjoys the long life, but he is still inside the material universe because only bhakti takes one beyond the universe. So this is Satyaloka is highest material happiness, agreed. There are no other sufferings. Only one suffering is they feel compassion for people who are not God conscious. That sadness they'll have. And that is the reason why they come on and on to make people get educated and they try to help everybody. So that's the only suffering they have. And all other things they don't have to undergo the suffering what we we do for survival day to day. That is not there. So but only those who seek Lord escapes the universe forever. So the truly liberated feel compassion and teach others to return to Godhead. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that don't get lured by all these things. It is ultimately the best way is, of course, Lord gives different exit points at different levels. Like if a person is traveling and Svetadvipa is right there, like yesterday we have understood while going in the Sushumara, if Svetadvipa is right there and if he gets attracted to Lord Vishnu and if he changes his mind, then he can actually go there. He can go there and then he can pursue his Vishnu Bhakti from there. That is also is granted. Or if a person goes to Brahmaloka and if he is interested to get liberated, or he gets devotion to the Lord provides exit point from there also. So Lord is the eternal loving Father who provides exit points to everybody from every point. So therefore it is the transition from Maharloka to Satyaloka we have seen. There's all these advanced yogis, if because they are already clean, already pure, they don't have any sensual pleasures in them, if they opt to take or surrender to the Lord, finish, they can go back also. And that happens also because there are so many combinations, so many situations wherein many people go that way also. Many people stay there, but there is no hard and fast rule that it only happens this way. So it is not a geographic location where you go from here and then you go to the next point and from there you can only go to here and you cannot go beyond that. It's not like that. This is generally how a Ashtanga yogi, how he goes, how he travels, that's what is explained. But yes, Lord provides, what we can understand is a Gnani crosses the universe because he understands that I am not this body and I and my feeling is not there. So he goes to Brahman. And then a yogi, he navigates the universe. And then he understands where is what and how things are and all that. And what do a bhakti do? A bhakta or a devotee, he exits the universe. That's the difference. Gnani crosses the universe, yogi navigates the universe, bhakta or the devotee exits the universe. So this is what, that's why bhakti is the highest, because it exits the universe at any point. So going to Vaikuntha is not automatic geography travel. It depends on Vishnu's grace, Lord's grace, and the purity of bhakti. So Svetadvipa is one gateway by mercy of Lord. Of course, not by yogic travel power. And it is one way, going to Vaikuntha is by grace of the Lord, not by yogic travel. And so there are many exit points. So that's what we understand. Next one is, did we sign up the next one? Yeah, we don't have time. So 28, one second. Mataji. 28 is talking about, okay, after reaching Brahmaloka, what does he do? Okay, after reaching Brahmaloka, that's what we have understood. That either he stays until Brahma is staying there, until the lifespan of Brahma gets over, and he goes along with them. All the people go along with Brahma also. That is also is one combination, or one one way to go. And or he can go before Brahma. Like if he is opting to go before Brahma, that is also is described from 28th verse onwards. Like after reaching Satyaloka, he uses a subtle body like mind, intelligence, and ego as a vehicle, and he passes through the elements in the earth. First he goes to earth, then he goes to water, then he goes to fire. Of course, he is going through earth only, correct? So he goes to water, fire, light, air, ether, all these layers in the atmosphere, and finally he reaches the spiritual stage of existence. And this describes the exiting the material universe layer by layer. All that we will learn in detail from 28th verse onwards. So yeah, I agree. It is not that easy. Second canto and fifth canto are not easy, because we cannot imagine this. We cannot, there is, we just have to understand the language of Bhagavatam and try to see this in the perspective of the Lord, in the perspective of our gurus and our senior devotees. Then only we can understand this. Otherwise, understanding it by ourselves, it's not easy. So, in many of the Prabhupada's lectures, Prabhupada explains this procedure very nicely in detail. So, if you get a chance, you please listen to Prabhupada's lectures also. Prabhupada explains all this in detail. And yeah, this is the only way. There is no other way. Actually, second canto and fifth canto is totally philosophical. So, and this is how different yogis um, travel and different ways of reaching, and the whole universe is explained. And to imagine this universe, like here we know the salt ocean, different planets with milk ocean, different planets with different other liquids, oceans. All the descriptions will come in fifth canto, but yeah, for now, this is difficult. I'm not denying the fact that this is a very easy concept to understand. It is difficult. Only thing is we have to read, understand it, and contemplate on it again and again. Then only it is it stays in the mind. Otherwise, it goes away. Okay, Mataji, I'll stop the class here. Any questions, comments, or points anybody has, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, this Shishumara Loka is near the Garbhodakashayi Vishnu navel point, or how, like, I
The
didn't.
whole universe is Sushmara only, Mataji.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Whole universe is Sushmara. And
Oh,
going from because the whole universe is Lord's body, correct? That's what Virata Rupa
correct.
means. Even Patala Loka is also is part of Lord's body only.
Yeah.
So he's starting from earth and he's going up. So he is when he goes near the why do we call it a Sushmara? Because we are imagining. Of course, for us it is in imagination, but scriptures are saying it is real. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so everything is they are not hanging just like that. They are going in a particular way. There is a central access system which is holding all these planets. So
Mm-hmm.
he's going through that central access system to
Oh.
that way he's just like what we can understand is, like, if I take example in India, it will be easy. Like the
Mm.
metro is train is there in Hyderabad, correct? So
Mm.
if you want to go from one place to another place, if you take that metro and then go through the metro, That
Mm.
way you know that, okay, now KPHB colony is crossed, now Kukatpalli will come,
Mm.
Miapur will come. So how you are going, because you're taking it like a access laga తీసుకుని you are going, right?
No,
Like that.
yes.
Like that. That's what is
Mhm.
explained.
Okay,
Sushumara
okay.
is not just one place. It is everything. Everything is Sushumara.
All
The whole
universe.
system is Sushumara. Yeah.
Oh. Mataji, in lower planets, the bodies are gross bodies or subtle bodies, the people who are.
No, Mataji. Gross body, subtle body. Actually, as long as still from Patala to the heavenly planets, we have different gross bodies in different planets. Like
Oh.
even in the heavenly kingdoms also, we
Mhm.
have a body, and that body is suitable for that planet. Similarly, when we go down, we
Mhm.
will be given a body, and that particular body will be suited for that particular planet.
Oh,
Even
okay.
if a person doesn't have a body, so let us say
Mhm.
person, he has given up his body, but he has done all heinous crimes, and therefore he is
Mhm.
not granted any body.
Mm.
Still, he will get a body, and that body is called a ghost body. So,
Mhm.
as long as the living entity is in the material world, he cannot stay without the body. He will get a body.
Oh, okay.
So,
Mhm.
whatever is suitable for whichever planet, he gets that, whichever
Oh.
region. So, he
Mm.
gets that body.
No.
So until the person revives his spiritual body, which is Sachidananda Swarupa,
Mhm.
he will have some body or the other.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Subtle body is also a body only, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So when the yogi is going up, he doesn't have a gross body, but he has subtle body, which is
Correct.
suitable for that region.
Mm-hmm. No. Yeah.
Yeah. So for if a person goes to lower planetary systems, he get Yatana Shariram.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So that body is called Yatana Sharir. In
Uh-huh.
that Yatana Sharir, there is no death, but he has to go through the punishment for a
Mm.
prescribed period of time.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you, Matish.
Sure.
Hi, Krishna Mataji, then with Pranam. I have a question. So, do we have to remember all these details for our bhakti,
No,
or we don't have to? We just,
we
this
don't
is
have
like,
to. We
okay,
don't have
it's
to.
just good. Thank you. Yeah.
All you have to remember is Krishna, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's names. And of course, this is knowing this is definitely is knowledge. And knowledge is always liberating. Understanding the process of creation, understanding all this is definitely, it is anga of bhakti. Because reading Bhagavatam, understanding Bhagavatam is bhakti, right? So when you understand this concept, it is not just a waste of time. It is definitely bhakti. Because you are understanding the way Lord has created everything. So you are doing bhakti only. This is transcendental knowledge. But you don't have to, if you are
Yeah.
able to remember, yes, well and good. Please remember. If you are not able to remember, you don't have to.
Because knowing is, of course, it is like it gives us that, okay, we are just, because we are practicing devotion, we don't have to go through all these things. We just can go directly. So it helps actually to understand, and then
We can.
how lucky we are. But
Don't we
when it
appreciate,
comes,
Mataji? Don't we appreciate? We appreciate, right?
we
And we also
appreciate,
know
yeah.
how tiny we are in like, how tiny we are and what is my situation, what is my role, and I feel great about myself. Like, in front of all this, what is my role? And that Lord, this is one universe we are talking about. Like this, there are innumerable universes, and Lord is the proprietor of all these universes, and He says, the whole material universe is a fragment of me. It's a speck of me, it's a fragment of me. So just imagine how great is Lord Krishna. And what are we in front of him? Yeah.
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 Thank you, Mataji.
That also makes us feel how merciful he is, how
Yes.
insignificant we are. Why should
Yes.
he care?
Yeah. Yeah.
He cares because of his infinite mercy.
Exactly, Mataji. That's why he comes in every living creature as a Paramatma.
Ah,
He doesn't leave anybody.
right, right.
So,
He's a ocean of compassion. That's why
yes.
we have to say that he's ocean
Then
of
we can
compassion.
appreciate him, Mataji. We can think like, generally people blame for the difficulties what they are facing, and they say, where is God? Where is God really? Is not God helping us? So,
Mhm.
yeah, knowing all this, it gives a lot of respect. Yes, Mataji, correct.
And also, when like sometimes I feel very shaken, Mataji. Like these yogis, look at the name they have taken, Bhrigu. Saints like Bhrigu Maharaj. I mean, where they are. Wow, look at their sadhana. How, and look at our sadhana.
Brahma, Mataji, take Brahma. He
So,
is creating everything, but because he has the desire to create, he is still here. So that desire is there, which is independent. Of course, he wants to serve Krishna, that's a different thing. But desire is also there, that he wants to create.
but our level of purification, Mataji, and we are not at that level of purification even to be called a devotee, right? So first we have to become a devotee first. Even to become a devotee, it is not easy, Mataji.
It is not easy. We are doing all nonsense things much
Yeah.
faster. And one more thing, Mataji, if we are at least outside and we are hurting somebody, you are at least spared. But believe me, if you are hurting any devotee, finish. Krishna will remember that forever. So devotees are fireballs. Never act great in front of them. Always be humble with each and every person. Each and every person, even in the heart also, if they feel bad about us, finish. It will have effect. So in one way, Vaishnavas are fireballs. So always be respectful, always serve them. If you cannot do that, you stay away. At least do that.
Just like that, they say that any aparadha committed outside is forgiven, but not being inside a dham.
No.
To commit aparadha, it becomes thousandfold. Like your pious act, your sadhana becomes thousandfold. Even your impious activities, you have thousandfold reaction.
And Mataji, one more thing, what we understand here is, if you are asking anybody else of something, any desire, you are expressing your desire, it is demigod level is up to some extent, he might give at that level. But if you are asking all these things to Krishna, and if Krishna gives the desire fulfilled, you will be here forever. Deva, for example, Brahma, for example.
Yeah, like Markandeya, he had only 16 years, and Saptarishis come and say that you Chirayu. So he gives him 7 years of Brahma's life.
Correct. Because Krishna's span is more, his fulfilling desires is also more.
Yeah.
So never ask anything to Krishna and say that I only want you.
Oh, Krishna. Yes. Even any. Oh, Mataji, but it's so difficult, Mataji.
It is difficult.
How to get that purified stage where...
Karma Mukti, you are seeing, right, how great they are. It is almost taking one whole, span of like Vishnu's body. Like until they go back, they have to stay there if they want to. So it is in a way distracting. So correct, Mataji. Thank you,
Mataji, I just want to share a small story that I heard. Like why the devotees are so special to Krishna. Because there was a small story, like in the Vaikunta planet, like Narada goes to the Lord and asks him, like, why you are so partial, or why you are you have so much love or affection towards your devotees. Then Lord says that he actually places in both the palms of Narada, he places 2 small clay pots, and he fills the 2 clay pots with oil completely. It's filled, and he just asks him, like Narada ji, to just do a 360-degree parikrama, and he asked, like while you're doing the parikrama, not even a drop of oil should not spill out. And he asked him to do, and after he does that, he feels that it's very difficult. How is it possible? Then Lord explains that it is the same thing. My devotees are actually balancing both the spiritual as well as the material things, like holding how you're holding the 2 pots of oil in your hands. It is very difficult for them. That's why I love them so much.
Correct, Madhuri. Very nice point. But one thing, one small thing is, one subtle thing is, you should not feel that you are a devotee, so you are great. You should always feel all others are devotees, and I'm only trying to be a devotee.
You're right, Mataji. That
Because the
ambulance is
moment we
very
say
important.
Vaishnava, we should not label ourselves as Vaishnava and I'm
Mm,
walking Vaishnava because I have a tilak,
mm,
I have a kanti, so I'm a great Vaishnava. No, this is not recommended. We need to
mm.
understand that we know how much pure we are from inside. So
Yes,
that we should
yes.
always remember. And all this is for everybody else. All the rules are for us, and all the respect is for everybody else.
Yeah, we
Yes, Mataji.
are practitioner, right, Mataji? We are
Correct.
sadhakas. Yeah.
Correct, Mataji. All the rules are for me, and all the respect is for everybody else. This should be our mood.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I have a question. It's a very short one.
Yeah, please go ahead, Mataji.
I just wanted to know, like, is it like other people are very happy in their life, so they don't remember Krishna, and we are very sad? Is that way? Like, I always think that way, that I am sad, like Kunti Mata always says, because you're suffering, you remember Krishna, right? So I've been thinking on this, that is it that somewhere, like, I don't
Is
know,
everybody
I'm
happy,
talking
Mataji?
about.
Really? Is everybody happy? I
No,
don't know.
I'm just saying, like, I feel that I am sad, like I suffer a lot, but like, is it like how the people are not like, how do I explain?
No,
Like, they
the
are
only
happy
thing,
that they're not remembering Krishna. Is it the reason that we are sad? That's why we are
Ignorance,
remembering
Mataji.
Krishna?
No,
no,
not the
Mataji, they are in
happiness.
ignorance. Correct.
Ignorance.
They are in ignorance. They don't even know that they are suffering. They are feeling happy bit for whatever they are, like what you call is like in the middle, like they don't even have the idea that they are suffering, and they don't even know where they are going. So they are in a blind man, like what does he know? So they are simply blind. Reason is because they cannot see things as is. You are sad or I am sad because we know if we are wasting time, oh my god, what did I do? Like we feel bad if any small mistake happens by us when we are in devotion. Our
Mm-hmm.
consciousness is slowly getting purified, right? So we feel
Yes.
bad for everything what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I have done this. But people who are like who do not have this clarity in the consciousness, they will
Mm-hmm.
not feel bad even
So
if they do wrong.
is it like our consciousness is awakening and we are like
Yes, we know
purely
the
trying to
things.
be a good human being than just pretending it, right?
Exactly, because we know the reality and we know
Mm-hmm.
how much we have achieved. We know our true position. That's why we are sad. We have
Okay,
so much
Mataji.
to do and we have done so
Mm-hmm.
little, and life is
Mm-hmm.
getting over. That's why we are sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, I have a small adding. Like one other Mataji told about like how Krishna tells Narada to take those clay pots of oil, right? I heard the same story too. One other extra point is, so Krishna, once Narada comes back, he asks him like how many apart. He tells about the same thing. They are able to maintain the material and also spiritual things in their life. And also, second question he asks us, how many times did you remember when you are doing that? When you are doing that task, how many times did you remember me? How many times did you chant my name? He says, I never did. So he said, tells the Narada that the second point, the important point is, apart from doing the spiritual and material things, that for material things they do because for their daily life, spiritual they're able to do, and also remembering my name simultaneously at the same time. So that is very important. That's why I love my devotees, my earthly devotees. That's what he tells. So that's what I was remembering that point. So which is
You're
good
right,
actually.
Mataji. Actually, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah. This is actually
Yeah.
the main essence of the story.
Yes, yes. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Wonderful
Thank you.
points, Mataji, everybody. And then thank you so much for Vagisha Mataji for keeping us in this class and able